Hey everyone, author Stephanie Welch here. I am starting a YouTube channel to go along with all of my other social media that is going to be attached to my book series that I'm putting out, getting published, as well as any books that I will do in the future. Starting with my current trilogy, the Into the Darkness trilogy, beginning with Stones of Destiny. It's a series that follows a powerless witch as she hunts to rescue her parents in a world that she has never known about before. So that's my Stones of Destiny series. I'll show it to you real quick. I'm excited about it. Boom! First book is out. It is doing well. It is on Amazon and also Kindle and Kindle Unlimited. Very excited about it. The second book is about halfway through editing and will be out by the end of May. Hopefully. And then the third one will come later in the summer. So enough about that. But, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter because I'm going to be connecting this YouTube channel as well. I wanted to do a YouTube channel so that, one, I have a place to talk about my books and promote my books, but then also to discuss other current literature on the market. I feel it's important to know an author's types of books and the books that they enjoy reading so that you can better understand them as readers and therefore you can understand them better as writers as well. So I had another book planned to talk about that came out a while back and I just read a couple weeks ago because I've been so busy writing that I haven't really had a chance to read a lot. But then I read another book because that's how I am. I read another book and I want to talk about that one a little bit. So I am on a Facebook page for book recommendations and I see a lot of people recently recommending this book, Lucy Foley, The Guest List. At the bottom it says, "You'd kill to be on it." So instantly you're feeling, ooh, murder mystery. Yes. And at the top there is a little thing that says New York Times Book Review evokes the great Agatha Christie. So, instantly you're like, all right, murder mystery. Feeling it. Most readers enjoy a good murder mystery. I know I do. I grew up with Agatha Christie as a staple in my house, whether if it was Hercule Poirot, the books, the audiobooks, the TV shows, the movies. I even listen to radio plays from the BBC4 of Agatha Christie with John Moffat as Poirot. Like, you're talking about a murder mystery fan. Miss Marple, and then even later on the Tommy and Tuppence series. Even her standalones, such as And Then There Were None. My whole life has been nothing but not only murder mysteries, but Agatha Christie murder mysteries. So when I see this and I say somebody say, it's like Agatha Christie, I go, okay, let me give that a shot then. So I did, and I bought it, and I brought it home. It took me a day of on and off reading, not even a full day, honestly, of on and off reading, probably 7 hours total. It is 313 pages. I am a fast reader, though. I'm a very fast reader. I can read about 100 pages an hour. Honestly, if I'd have sat down and been uninterrupted, I could have finished this in maybe 4 hours, tops. But I have kids and a life. So it took me a better part of a day to finish. And when I was done, I had some thoughts in my head. And one of them is, while it is good, and while I would recommend anybody who is a thriller fan to read it, or a murder mystery fan to read it, it is not Agatha Christie at all. No. No. Well, and here's why. Because it's not a real murder mystery. And that's, I really feel like that's a big misnomer that people they're jumping into this book. I actually saw one person who, not write a review on it, but you just made a comment on one of these book recommendation Facebook pages that it fell a little flat. And that's because I really feel like they were edging for a murder mystery, and they got this instead. This is different. This is interesting, and it is a different style of murder mystery. I could still technically call it a murder mystery if you wanted to, but it's not the typical one. So the entire book leads up to and ends with a murder. And that's why I have a hard time calling it a actual murder mystery, because there is no detective, there is no clues, there is no figuring out where everyone was and trying to get someone to slip up. There's none of that. It is 5 different point of views of 5 different people from this wedding, and everything leading up to the actual murder on the day of the wedding, and the whole story that goes with it. Lucy Foley even starts out this book not even telling you who the murder victim is. And no spoilers, I'm not going to tell you. The only thing I will tell you is that the 5 point of views are the bride, the plus one, the best man, the wedding planner, and the bridesmaid. Okay. So, they don't even start with telling you who the murder victim is. And there are a lot of characters brought into this story. You know, you've got the father of the bride. You've got the mother of the bride. You've got the parents of the groom. You've got the groom. You've got the wedding planner's husband. You've got 4 other, like, ushers, who I guess are other groomsmen. You've got the bride's best friend. I mean, there's tons of characters who are not from the point of view. So it takes... I think it took me about not even 20% of the book to figure out who was the one who was even going to get murdered. And then you got to figure out why. And it's pretty evident why, because that's the thing, is Lucy Foley starts with the whys. Why was this person murdered? So the whole book is all of the whys, and it ends with the who and the whodunit, and then it's done. Like I said, there's no detectives, there's no figuring out clues, there's none of that. So if that is your style of book, this may not be for you. I would say, if I had to actually, gun to my head, categorize it, it's more of a thriller, if you will. It's more of like a murder thriller than it is a murder mystery. So keeping that in mind, though, I will say I enjoyed it. I found it to be a pleasant, easy read. I will say I had it figured out. Not halfway through. It was closer to the end before I figured it out, but it wasn't like right at the end when I figured it out. But it definitely was one that wasn't completely shocking to me. But it was an easy, good read. I do recommend it. It is a different type of mystery book. So if that's your thing, if you're looking for something different, I wouldn't call it a beach read. I wouldn't call it, you don't have to think about it. You do have to think about it a little bit. You do want to get your head in the game for it just a smidge if you want to keep up with it. I listened, on the other end, I listened to a couple chapters in the audiobook form. And I have to say, hands down, I love the audiobook form. So if you're an audiobook person more than a book person, I would highly suggest listening to the audiobook, because they brought together 5 different actors to do this whole book. Phenomenal choice, by the way, because there's so many point of views of people who are so different with different accents from different parts of the country. It absolutely needed to be multiple actors. So fantastic on that end. I absolutely highly recommend the audiobook because it's just an interesting, different way to listen. To me, it kind of falls more under like the idea of like the radio plays like BBC4 does, where there's multiple actors who it's just, the verbals. But this was done very well as an audiobook. So I give it like 4 stars. Lucy Foley, the guest list, gets about 4 stars from me. Definitely something I'd like to read again. You know, I'm not a big rereader. I don't reread a lot. But this one I probably would reread just to see if I missed something, but I don't think I did. I would reread it though, just for fun. I would highly recommend it to anyone who was looking for something different and something new. Um, so yeah, the guest list is out. It's getting pretty good reviews all around on Goodreads and Amazon. So I would give it a try. Next week I will be talking about the newest book out from Carrie Maniscalco, Kingdom of the Wicked. This is something I read a while ago, and it was actually the first book that I was going to review. But I decided to start with something that had a little less to say about. Because I have a lot to say about the next book. I have a lot to say about the next book. But yeah, so Guest List by Lucy Foley. It is Reese Witherspoon's book club. So if you want some more information or to discuss the material, I highly suggest logging on to Reese Witherspoon's book club, Reese's book club, and seeing more of discussion and debate there. Highly interactive as well. So just before we go, one last look, because I got to do it. Stones of Destiny by Stephanie Welch, out on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited as well. I hope you enjoy it. Second book will be out soon. Drop any questions or comments or any other books you would like me to review, understanding that if I have not read the book, it may take me a hot minute to read it because I am busy in the middle of writing my own. But I'm always open for suggestion. I'm always open for a good book. And I like just about near anything that you can throw at me. So yeah, follow me on Facebook.